Tune into Hard Facts every day. We discuss in-depth stories with sources behind the facts.
The Lagos State High Court has convicted, suspended the Chicago certificate story. It's never going away, is it? Show with stories for the day.
You hear diverse voices and opinions.
I was my politician, and she was meeting campaign with her husband, knowing that.
You should not feel happy because there is nothing to happy about.
Yeah, it's quite pathetic the way the country is going.
We distinguish each story accurately with analysis.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
It's the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimiyan Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. This is Hard Facts. And I'm Maryann Okon. I did promise that we're going to be moving to talk about the movement of the governor of Delta State and several members of his party in the PDP to the APC. I'm being joined virtually by the former deputy spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Diran Odeyemi. It's so good to have you join us on the show, sir. And I don't think I've seen you this year, so let me say Happy New Year in April. How are you, sir?
I wish you the same. I'm happy to be with you this evening.
All right, lovely. Let me start by, the movements within the PDP. Just recently, the members of the PDP Governors Forum had a meeting and spoke about the fact that the governors of the PDP were going to be standing firm to build the party, to hold the party together in preparation for 2027. And then a few weeks later, we're seeing Governor Oborevwori of Delta State, not just he, but his two predecessors, Mr. James Manager, and several other people, including the local government chairman, all moved to the APC. Isn't this a big blow to the People's Democratic Party, even as you are struggling to hold your party together?
Yes, I will admit that it is a big blow. But that does not mean PDP is going to die as a political party. Just like I said, PDP remains a brand. And at a point in time, there is going to be a strategy through which PDP will bounce back. Yes, we are losing people into APC, but like a football season, it is not unexpected. Politics generally is about exit and entrance. APC has gone through this kind of an era at a point in time. And they devised a strategy by calling all smaller political parties together to form a coalition. If that is what we are going to do as a political party to come back strongly, we will do it. That's not only the issue. Now, consider the issue of people moving from one party to the other. I think this is not too good for our democracy. But unfortunately, that's the system that we operate in in Nigeria. But having said that, the number of people who are practicing politicians are not more than 30% of the electorate. Mm-hmm. We believe it is not the number of people that cross from PDP to APC that will determine the overall outcome of the election. Because the next election is not going to be about political parties or about individuals that have crossed from one party to the other. It is going to be about the electorate who are hungry. This is about the electorate who are not happy with the situation of things in Nigeria, not about politicians who are moving from APC to PDP. So for the mere fact that people are jumping ship overnight, it's never an indication that APC is stronger or APC are going to win the next election. That's just, my own observation and the calculation about the movement going on.
There are those who would beg to differ or disagree with you on the notion that it's the people who would decide, because whether it be APC or PDP, many have come to the realization that votes do not necessarily count. Hence, governors, local government chairmen, legislators are the big fish. These are the people who are supposedly the ones who would get the votes on election day. But you're telling us that it is the average Nigerian who will decide the elections. How are we supposed to believe this? The last election, the 2023 elections, for many would be a clear example of the fact that maybe our votes don't really count. How are you supposed, or how do you suppose the average person who's listening to you will believe what you just said?
The situation in the country is not about political parties, and I will maintain my stand. It's about the average living, is the living of an average Nigerian in Nigeria. Our prices of food not skyrocketing, people will have to vote along that line. Are infrastructures being distributed equally, or are they even being the focus of this administration? The people will decide. Are people safe, both their properties and their lives? Are they safe in Nigeria? People will decide with their vote. So that what I'm now saying is, we don't have to look at the area of people moving from PDP to APC. People are suffering, and that is what we want to focus on now. Not about, yes, the people who are crossing are not the sole determinant of election. People who are hungry, people who are tired of the system, we still redefine their destiny when it comes to election. That's the point I'm making. And I've just pointed it out to you that 30% of the politicians are not the determinant factor of the outcome of the total election. Put that aside. The tsunami or whatever it is you can call it that is happening to PDP now is not the determinant factor that in 2027 equation will not change. 24 hours in politics is a long time. And don't forget, all these movement or crosses from PDP to APC are only happening in the southern part of Nigeria. The north have not said anything. The northern part have not been crossing.
But majority of the governors in the APC, most of them are in the north. I mean, hey, we're looking at Nasarawa state. We're looking at Borno state. Yes.
I know the point I'm making. You know, underneath, and as a journalist, have you not been hearing about the North saying that they are going to redefine their destiny in 2027 and they are going to vote against Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu? And for the mere fact that they are crossing now, I'm saying it's still a long time in politics. This is 2025, for God's sake. The election we are talking about is 2027. So let us wait until then. 2 plus 2, as a mathematics in politics, in mathematics it may be 4, but in politics it's a different ballgame. It doesn't equal 4.
Are you saying that Nigeria's politics is a politics of abracadabra?
Of course, yes. Nigerian politics is not in the real democratic setting or in the real democratic way of practicing it. And that is why it is called Nigeria homegrown democracy. The homegrown there is that we have bastardized the system to make it look as if we have a peculiar way of practicing our own, which is not too good.
There are those who would blame the PDP for setting the pace for what we call homegrown democracy or politicking. Many would continuously say that, hey, what is rotten today started getting bad under the PDP administration, even though it's gotten worse under the APC, but they learned from the best, didn't they?
We are not going to import people from Ghana or from Cote d'Ivoire to come and rule us in Nigeria. And it is not these people that will bring into Nigeria to come and vote. The system is within the system. So if you are blaming PDP, has APC fared better? Have they done it better? If the electorate have voted out PDP and, agree that they have not done well, the next question is, the APC they voted for, are they faring well? Are they faring better? Is democracy thriving under them? Is the question.
Let's talk about the PDP's internal crisis. I mean, we also saw the Governors Forum speak about Atiku and distancing themselves from the so-called coalition. In fact, there have been reports of the former President Buhari's home in Kaduna becoming a mecca of sorts for the newest set of people who want to run for office or politicians in general. There's that also the CPC part of the APC where many people think it's shaky. But then Atiku seems to be some sort of the elephant in the room for the PDP. He's continuously been holding your ticket as president or presidential candidate for some time now. But then what the Governors Forum said seemed like they are trying to distance themselves from him and the coalition. But that in other words, the PDP is not welcoming that coalition, but the PDP has its doors open if people want to come to them. Explain to us what is happening within the PDP right now.
What the governors have said in clear terms is that Atiku is not the PDP. He's just a member. He's just a figure. And as the former candidate, he does not have the right to negotiate on behalf of PDP. What Atiku is doing is to seek for, to rally around other political parties that will support his personal ambition. He's not acting for PDP, and that is what the governors have said. If there is going to be coalition in PDP, it is the PDP as a political party. It is the governors who are major stakeholders in the party that will know the modalities. And they have stated one of their conditions clearly, and this is that they will not be submerged by lesser political parties or smaller political parties. Our umbrella is so big that it can accommodate all these political parties to come and form a coalition. Not the kind of coalition Atiku is seeking for. Atiku is only interested himself. He wants to become the president at all costs. The PDP has given him enough trial, and he has been the source of our crisis. So whatever he is doing, the governors are now saying, yes, enough is enough. Atiku is not representing our wish or the condition through which PDP wants other political parties to join them. That's it.
But is Atiku really the cause of your problems? What about the Wike that is still a member of your party and has said openly that his mandate is to make sure that Asiwaju comes back in 2027 and he delivers River State and Nigeria to Atiku, to Tinubu in 2027? But he's still a member of your party, and your party has not necessarily been able to gather their thoughts to be able to say to him, it's either you are going to leave the party or stay in the party and move out of the APC. But then I don't know what is the PDP doing about Wike, because it can't just be Atiku that's the problem. There's a Wike who is sticking out as a third thumb in your party.
What Wike is saying is in clear terms, and he has not changed his voice right from the time he lost the presidential election. If PDP does not do the right thing, then you don't expect Wike to do the right thing. And this is that Atiku, who sees himself as a permanent candidate of PDP and has been behaving and has been acting as if he is the candidate of PDP for 2027 election, Wike is saying, representing him as a candidate, then he will have to vote and ensure that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is voted for. He has every right to say it. And that perhaps is the reason why we are still in crisis in PDP. Atiku holds the ace to bring peace to PDP. But because of his personal ambition, I don't see him acting in that way. Because the cause of all this crisis is, to Wike, you cannot stop me from becoming the president, and you becoming the president. If you do me, I do you. That is his language, and it's clear. And he has not hidden his own. He has not hidden his strategy. If you present Atiku, I'm going to work against him. Now, it is now left for the party, and that is part of the process. And that is why you heard the governor saying that Atiku is not representing them in the process of coalition, that will take place. So that is a process. And at the end of the day, I can tell you that Wike is still a member of PDP. Because according to him, and the way we perceive him, he is serving a government of national unity. Before he got this appointment as a minister, he took permission right from his ward to local government to state. And this is why the PDP cannot blame him for anything. Even the national chairman or the national working committee endorsed his candidature, or advised, agreed that he should go and serve as a minister. So what is the offense? Why will anybody want to discipline him or ask him to leave the party? No, there's no cause for it. And even Atiku, we don't have any reason to say leave the party. But what we say is we will deny you our presidential presidential tickets, and you are not going to get it. So it's now left for him to say yes. I want to tread another path by having other political parties coming together to support me, which we believe that is what he's doing.
So does it mean that you support what is happening in Rivers State? Because there's an emergency rule in Rivers State, and this is all because of Wike, whether we like it or not. He wants to run the structure of the party. He wants Governor Sim Fubara to do his bidding. And he has also said very succinctly that until Sim comes to apologize to him, there will be no peace. In 1 minute, do you agree with all that's happening in Rivers?
You are a journalist, you are not a politician. By the time Wike was putting down Fubara, of course, they had understanding that they were on good terms. So if the relationship breaks down and there are conditions to be met among themselves, don't let us go about the streets impression being created that Wike wanted a third term through Fubara. He couldn't get it, and that's why he's fighting the Fubara.
But we're not in the streets. We're journalists. Wike always he's been granting all of these live press briefings, and he has said it. It's not that it's hearsay. He has said that he wants the party structure, and you, the PDP, also gave him that party structure by letting him run congresses while there is a sitting governor. Again, I ask, what is the modus operandi of who leads the party in the state?
You see, there are certain things we have to get clear here. Was Fubara a politician before he was made the governor? The understanding is you are a civil servant, you are coming from a civil service, and we are making you the governor. You don't know anything about politics. So people who have been in politics for years remain the leader. What does Fubara know about politics in Rivers State? He doesn't know anything. It was the Accountant General of the state. So if they are now rallying politicians around him for him to win an election and become the governor, and after becoming the governor, he allowed those who had issues with Wike to dictate and tell him to fight Wike, then we should know there will be problems. So when you're talking of politics, that is why I said, if you are not a politician...
We have to go on a quick break. We'll have to go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
More talk, more right after this.
When it comes to winning, I get power plenty.
The power to win bigger day your hand with BetKing Bet Builder. Download BetKing app. Register with promo code FREEBETS. Make you enjoy 100 Naira instant bonus. Terms and conditions apply. Not for persons under 18 years. Play responsibly.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Hey there, mums and dads. Did you know that some children are picky eaters and also do not get enough fruits and vegetables from their diet? Well Kid Baby and Infant Syrup is a food supplement from Vitabiotics that contains 14 vitamins and minerals, including vitamin C and zinc, as well as flaxseed oil, which supports brain development and all-round health. Well Kid Baby and Infant Tasty Syrup is for children 3 months to 5 years of age. Give your young ones a good start with Well Kid Baby and Infant from Vitabiotics UK. Available in pharmacies near you.
Attention, Airtel customers. If your line has been blocked, then this is for you. Head to the nearest Airtel shop with your NIN. Our friendly staff will help you get your line back up and running. Don't let a blocked line keep you out of touch.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Topisto tomato mix don't show. Topisto tomato mix na tomato mix wey Mohan Agro Foods dey produce. Dem dey produce am for Calabar for Cross River State. E dey inside a very beautiful 70-gram sachet and na 50 sachet dey inside one carton. E dey thick and tasty and you fit use am take cook stew, jollof rice, sauce, egusi, spaghetti, eforiro and water better correct wakis dem. Wetin make Topisto tomato mix different na the taste, and you fit find am for all leading supermarket and for any market wey dey near you. If you want make dem supply you or you want be distributor,
make you call 0704 800 0558 or 0803 570 0177.
Topisto tomato mix. The difference na the taste.
Sometimes true power no be by muscle. As I did so, I not get the power to run 10,000 kilometers. But you see, when it comes to winning, I get that power. If not to win bigger and biggest, I get the power plenty.
The power to win bigger dey your hand with BetKing Bet Builder. You fit pick multiple predictions like who go get yellow card, which player go score with high odds, wey go make you win bigger. Download BetKing app today. Register am with promo code FreeBets. Make you too enjoy 100 naira instant bonus. Terms and conditions apply. Not for persons under 18 years. Play responsibly.
Is that Alfie playing football in the rain?
It's Toby Chio.
My goodness. When did he grow up?
That's it with kids, so.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
Now so I did on my own. Now a message enter my phone. Fiam. I can't click am. Fiam. Now so my money for account go. Fiam. Hey. If to say na Airtel you dey use, them for first alert you before you click am. Airtel they identify spammers, then alert them customers with AI powered service to make sure say you no fall mugu for wuruwuru scam messages. No charges, no subscription needed. Me self they go join Airtel. Fiam.
Airtel, a reason to imagine. A love that shook a nation. A beauty that defied tradition. The Duke of Shomolu presents Bianca, starring the radiant Camila Jibril as Bianca. A play written and directed by Dr. Ikechukwu Erojikwe. Executive producer Mofoluake Edgar. Happening May 1st, 2025 at 6 p.m. sharp at the iconic Shell Hall, Musan Center, Lagos. Get your limited VIP tickets, 25,000 naira at ariatickets.com or call Joy on 0812-960-1500 for more inquiries. Special guest of honor, Her Excellency Chief Mrs. Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, featuring Timi Dakolo, Bianca, her beauty, her lord, and her nation. Inspired by a true story. Proudly sponsored by First Bank, Zenith Bank, Anchor Insurance, Abe Mortgage Bank, Unified Payments, and Orange Line.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info. This is Hot Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. My name is Shegwa Rinze.
This is Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info, 31 minutes past 5 o'clock. And on the big Hard Facts today, we're talking about the Delta State's governor's move from the PDP to the APC. Of course, this has shaken the party. But then, can the PDP survive till 2027 is a question that we've been asking for the past few months. With all of the infighting, the disagreements here and there, can the centre hold? My guest is a former deputy spokesperson for the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Diran Odeyemi. Mr. Odeyemi, before you went on the break, you were making a case for Minister Wike. And for those who are listening, and for me as a journalist, you're telling me that an agreement was made above the heads of the people in River State. First and foremost, the people of River State didn't necessarily vote for Governor Sim. You're telling us that he was handpicked and made governor, and agreements were made that he didn't stick to. But then everything that has unfolded over time has affected the people of Rivers State who didn't necessarily vote for this man. And is the PDP telling me that they also are doing the same thing that they're accusing the APC of doing, RNG government?
Well, if you call it RNG government, you will not be far from the truth. Politics is about arrangement. Politics is about strategy, is about style. And I am saying it now that nobody becomes anything politically without first being a member of a political party.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody becomes anything in a political party without somebody being a leader. It's a system, not only in PDP, but also in APC. If you want to contest for an election tomorrow, it's normal for you to go and see people canvass, for votes, ask for their support. And while doing that, they have to tell you, yes, I have somebody in this local government that can help you to emerge victorious in the overall election. If you get here, is the person going to become a commissioner? If you say yes and you agree, you work together. It is a combination from that person, from this person, and from other people that makes it the total vote through which you will be announced as a governor. It's a process. What I'm now saying in essence is, if Fubara becomes a governor with the support of Wike and other House of Assembly members who are the politicians, who are known in Rivers State to be, the core politicians. If you now get there and you become the governor and you now believe you have become a leader, and the next thing is to start removing them, is start to demolish their structure, of course they will fight back. They will fight back. The whole thing is still political. It is still about the people. Because at the end of the day, the people are following who they trust. The people are not voting for, they were not voting for Fubara. And even when, as a matter of fact, Fubara's name was not on the ballot paper. It was the PDP, they know. So if you are now saying, yes, they're having an agreement, they're having an understanding, think of who is breaking an agreement and the consequences. That is just politics. You can't run away from that.
So you're happy. So again, this is a yes or no question. Are you happy with the emergency rule that's holding sway in River State?
No. I'm not happy with the emergency rule. I would have preferred the democracy taking its course. If the House of Assembly wants to impeach Fubara, let it go. If they can't impeach him and they are able to sort out their differences, so be it. So I don't support the appointment of a sole administrator. To me, it's against democracy.
Well, there are whispers in certain corridors, as of today, even yesterday, that Governor Fubara, I think I heard that from Dele Momodu, that Governor Sim Fubara might be in talks to move to the APC. That also might seem likely because of the fact that he might have been boxed into a corner. I would like to get your reaction on that.
Well, politics, as they are playing it right now, is a game of survival. The governors who believe that they don't want the APC to use the almighty federal might against them, we want to dance to their tune and say, yes, we are now together. I'm part of you. I'm now joining your political party. So if Fubara is signing an agreement with the president or with the APC, it is still a game of survival. It's a game of survival. It is no longer about ideology or principle. Because if you are principled, I will remain who I am. And let heaven fall. Let the worst happen. Of course, Ajibola Bola Ahmed Tinubu once did it. During Obasanjo's era, there were issues about the creation of local government through which his allocation was stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, he was able to, to stand that time because Lagos State was already Nigeria. It was able to get all the allocation without minding or looking at the allocation to survive. How many states can behave like him? So right now, Fubara is powerless. If what the presidency is asking him to do for the administrator to shift grant or to shift seat for him is join us. That is the kind of democracy we are finding ourselves in Nigeria. And it's very unfortunate.
So, what if everything, and I know my callers are itching to ask questions, if everything looks to the average Nigerian who's watching, who's not experiencing or has not had the opportunity to have good governance, no power, infrastructure development has stalled. I mean, literally, the economy is in a state of comatose. What is the hope for the average Nigerian right now, who obviously seems like they don't have any hope? What's the hope? You're telling us that everything is an arrangement, an agreement between politicians. Where does the interest of the average Nigerian come in? Where does it come in?
In all this, the citizens are still the center point.
How?
That's exactly what I want to analyze. They are still the center point. In Rivers State, it is not that Fubara, even at the center of the crisis, has not been commissioning projects. It's not that he has not been acting as the governor. Even though the finances through which he has been prosecuting all these programs were said to be illegal. So the people are not losing on that ground. Their salaries are not being delayed. Development is going on, though it may be minimal. I agree with that. But the main question is, the people on whose behalf you want to staff yourself, do they really believe in you? These are the people who during election, because of poverty, will take 5,000 naira to vote for somebody they know will not represent their interests well. Why we are blaming the politicians? Let us blame the electorate. Let us blame the media. Let us blame traditional rulers. Let us blame the judiciary.
What does the media have to do with this? Well, sorry, no. What does the media have to do with this?
The media knows how to polish the image of people they should not polish. The media knows the good people. They know the right ones. But when it comes to election, they know how to polish the image of people that is not even fit for an election. That is where you come in. Where you also come in is thorough analysis of events and what is going on. Are you now telling me that we don't have some media who are in support of the evil against the masses? Simply because, look at the issue of the awards being given by media houses. Are you now telling me that those politicians they give award to actually what's being awarded? Of course, they are doing it because of the financing situation of most of these media houses. If we give you an award, it's not going to be free, even though we are not going to charge you. But we all know what is behind it. Mm-hmm. Traditional rulers will bestow chieftaincy title on any politician that is able to give them money. In my own language, they say before you give chieftaincy title to somebody, it must be somebody who is very good in the society. How many people are the good people that are being given the chieftaincy title? Are the judiciary playing their role as it should be? That's why I said it is very wrong to say it's only the politicians that are guilty of the rot in our democracy. We are all guilty.
I guess the question is, where do we go from here? I want to open up the phone line so that our callers can be part of the conversation. We're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. If you are male, call 0201-277-0993. That's 0201-277-0993. If you are a female, that's a lady, call 0201-465-7190. That's 0201-465-7190. If you're listening to us from outside of the country, you want to join the conversation on WhatsApp, you can call us 080-959-75805. But you could also send us a WhatsApp message on 080-959-75805. 60 seconds is all you have. Go straight to the point. Hello.
Good morning.
You're not a woman. Why are you calling the female line? Hello.
Hi, Maryann.
Turn off your radio.
I've done that immediately. Good evening to you and the guest. Mm-hmm. So my question to your guest, first of all, let me say thank you for the robust conversation you've been having this couple of minutes. The presenter my question to your guest is this. In your wisdom, you asked him a simple question, and that had to do with if the PDP was better than the APC. And he stylishly wriggled out of that question, and I'm not really satisfied with his argument. I was thinking he would put up a better argument, but I don't know why he decided to go that way. Now, in my own opinion, between the APC and the PDP, the question now is, who is the better devil? Who is the better reaper? Exactly. Who is the better politrickster? Because as it stands now, we are in between the devil and the deep blue sea. I understand the fact that the electorates are guilty, the politricksters are guilty, everybody is guilty. Now you're even saying the media people are guilty, but who is the better devil? They're all the same,
Thank you.
12 and half a dozen.
Thank you, Mr. Boli, for calling. Mr. Odeyemi, do you want to answer the question?
Let me address that. Political parties have no ideology in Nigeria. Don't let us deceive ourselves. If people who are APC overnight can wake up in the morning and join PDP, where is the ideology? Where is the principle? And at a point in time, the same person who wrote the constitution of APC wrote the constitution of PDP. There's only slight differences here and there. And political parties have become only a ladder, a vehicle through which you climb to get whatever political position, not with any ideology. So if you are talking of PDP, you are talking of APC, you are still talking of 6 and 12. They are the same. They are the same in operation, in principle. It's only when election is coming that you see one outshining the other for the purpose of getting that election. And that is really what is happening now.
Okay.
So if your question is, where do we run to? There has been new political parties. Do people believe in them? I remember in this country, the late Gani Fawahimi formed a political party. We all know him to be fighting for the masses. When he put himself up for an election, how many votes was he able to gather? Femi Falana, who you believe is fighting for the masses, and he knows the right thing to do if he becomes this. It was contested election. How many votes was he able to gather? So the question now is, there is no political ideology in Nigeria. We are only using the political parties as a ladder to step up and get whatever position we want to.
Interesting. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Evening, Maryann.
Yes.
You have man on the line speaking to you from Ekwe.
Go ahead.
I am a member of the PDP. Well, not that active, but to be honest with you, I think the PDP might not make it in the 2027 election. I'm not saying they won't bounce back later in the future, but it won't be the 2027 election. But I don't believe it's over for Atiku. I believe he can move to another party. Why I'm saying so is there are going to be a lot of litigation in the PDP. The structure has been hijacked, Yes, there is fight for it, but to avoid court disqualification, if you understand what happened in Rivers State in the days of, was it Tonyeko or when the party disqualified every candidate, when the court disqualified everybody. So the same thing might happen in the PDP. So it will be safer for him to move to maybe SDP or wait carry a while if Kokwanso move out of the NNPP and then perhaps move to the NNPP, contest election. He knows who to make the vice presidential candidate. That means if the guy agrees. And they will sweep APC out of power. Forget about this grandstanding of governors defect or what have you. It was no effect and have no police.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. It's because of time that I'm letting you go. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good evening, Maryann.
Good evening.
Yes. My name is Femi from Elegushi.
Go ahead.
Yes. Maryann, you asked your guest a question which I was supposed for him to answer, but somehow he was diverting from him. That is why I'm calling him to ask him this question. Where I'm asking him that is that last election, 2023 election, was not all about PDP. It was all about Labour Party, of which everyone knows. But you see where the game played. The game played in the court, in the INEC, with the INEC boss. So this arrangement of INEC boss, which even a child in the womb knows that APC did not win the election. It's neither even PDP. It was a Labour Party that we know that really win that election if it comes to reality.
What's your question? Because your time is over.
Now, the magomago that was done in the court, what arrangement is he making that this arrangement that will be done, if such arrangement is done with the INEC chairman to now give the vote to the wrong person, what is he going to do about it? That is it. Because the mass is not about the masses voting. The masses vote the right person, but when it gets to the place of now justice, whereby the INEC will announce the right person.
All right. I think we get the gist of your question. We need to let you go. Mr. Odeyemi, how do you protect the votes of the people? Because everybody keeps saying, come out and vote, come out and vote. How can our votes be protected? Can the PDP protect the vote? Is the system able? Yeah.
It is the fear of the power of incumbency or the federal might that is behind people defecting to APC now. You have just mentioned a valid point. How do you defend your votes? You can only defend your votes by standing by the election. And don't forget I've mentioned it. Go back to my analysis. Who is not guilty in this arrangement? What that last caller was saying is the judiciary. Of course. Who controls the judiciary? He who pays the piper dictates the tune. I have just said it. The main reason why people are crossing over to APC is the fear of that almighty federal power that we used against them. So we are not practicing democracy in Nigeria. The APC is having that big stick through which they were wiping everybody, to their camp. If you want a second term, and you don't want trouble for yourself, you better align yourself with the president. If you don't want the FCC to probe you, you better align yourself with the president. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the master of the game. We are in this crisis, and only God can save us.
Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good evening, Maryann.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Godman here.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have a question. So you see, the Delta State governor just jumped to APC. Mm-hmm. Now the people were the one who voted him there. How can the people? Because I'm sure a lot of people are grieved about that. Now look, I didn't vote for you to now jump into APC. APC that is causing us so much grievance and so much suffering in this nation. How can the people now? Maybe how will I put it? How can the people now? Can I say like a protest? To kind of protest against things like this, because it's very annoying that we can vote people and then they'll just, without consideration for the people who voted them, just jump to another party that without even considering them. What can the people do to avoid things like this moving forward?
All right, Mr. Odeyemi.
There is a law already on ground, and that is why you don't have the name of individuals on the ballot papers. It is the symbol of the party that you ought to print. And in this case, what you are saying is valid. It is the PDP that was voted for, not APC. If in the middle of the administration, you now say you are jumping ship and you want to join APC, the best thing would have been for you to drop that mandate given to you through your political party. But the people who are behind the law were the first people that started breaking it. On the floor of the Senate, on the floor of the House of Reps, it's now a culture where you see a PDP man coming to the floor and with Gay, the Speaker or the Senate President, we announce we have gained an individual somebody has crossed from PDP to APC. And they will now apply that law that says if you are changing gear, then you should relinquish that position. They will stand and protect such person because he has become a member of their political party. So there is no discipline. There is no law. There is no regulation to ensure that this our democracy, is the right way, is being practiced in the right way. What you are saying is, it's a matter of common sense. We elected you as a governor because you belong to this party. If tomorrow you now want to join another party, leave our mandate, leave the tickets, go and contest on your own, and let INEC conduct a fresh election. In what state have we seen INEC conducting a fresh election based on the fact that somebody defected? No, there is a law. But by the time you give money to this judiciary, you employ the lawyers, they will still argue that yes, he has every right to defect.
Okay.
Based on the fact that there is crisis at the other party, based on the fact that yes, this and that. That is part of the problem of our democracy in Nigeria. You are saying what is valid, but in Nigeria is our homegrown system of democracy.
I'm almost out of time, but I want to ask you in 50 seconds. You're from Osun State. Governor Adeleke is your governor.
Yes.
If your governor defects tomorrow to the APC, are you going with him?
The person I can claim to be my leader who brought me into politics is state Governor Adebayo Alao Akala.
Okay.
At a point in time, Akala defected to APP. I did not join him. I did not follow him.
Okay.
Even though he was the one that brought me into politics and invited me from London to come and join him as a special advisor on communication and strategy. I'm not in politics because of what I want to eat or because of anything. It's pure passion and interest.
Okay.
So if Adeleke joins APC tomorrow, I remain in PDP. And at the same time, I'm not ruling out the fact that if PDP presents a northerner as a presidential candidate, then we may not have choice than to accept our own in the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to say yes, these are our own. Okay. We are going to vote for it.
Okay. My time is fast spent, and I want to say thank you. Diran Odeyemi is a former deputy national spokesperson for the People's Democratic Party, and he's been speaking to us via Zoom. Thank you so much, Mr. Odeyemi, for coming on the show. Always a pleasure to have you. George always you on the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
All right.
I'm happy to be with this.
All right. Well, Lagos, there you have it. We've got to go. I have just 15 seconds. Don't forget to follow me live on Facebook, Twitter, X, or it's MIMIEY. Okay. You can also follow Nigeria Info on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and X, and TikTok. The news comes at the top of the hour with Yvonne Haifo. My name is Maryann Okon. Have a beautiful day.
Meet the Infinix Note 50 series, defined by pioneers who push boundaries. Its ultra-resilient armor alloy metal frame design gives
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's